So I'm Xander, and I'm reviewing exactly what Grant just mentioned about schools needing to thoroughly integrate technology into classrooms. He firstly mentioned that academic performance in the U.S. lags behind other Western countries, but he mainly prioritized that around technology. But the thing is, it's not just technology that has to do with education lagging behind in the U.S. There's also sports, there's also personal problems, there's just health issues alone that's not just technology based alone. And he also mentioned that students are heading towards a world they're not prepared for, which he kind of goes against his own word. The thing is, if they're not prepared for it, why should they be using it? They're going to be struggling more and more with the technology that they use because they don't know how to use it, and which also takes time away from the stuff they need to learn using normal books and just normal, say, teachers in general. He also mentioned that students are unable to work at their own pace. Now, if you think about that with technology, if you're using a laptop or a phone, you still need time to actually get to learn how to use it. And that's already taking time away from your own individual learning time, say from books alone. One research that I found, I can find it. I can't. Oh, anyways, in his inherency, he mentioned that education isn't going to improve if we do nothing. But the thing is, now if we think about it, if education is not going to improve, neither is technology, because technology is being created by the humans alone and everything that we know. So if we're limited to what we know, technology is going to be pretty much stagnant. Nothing is ever going to improve as well. So we're running on what we know as individuals. And Grant also mentioned that education is difficult due to scale and students requiring individual attention. The thing is with that, when students have alone time and electronics, they tend to get distracted. And rather with a group of people who are trying to achieve the same goal, they can help each other out. And the thing is with that though, by Abby Walters, she did a study on just technology, like problems with technology in the classroom. It's that the more people stay individualized and just in their own bubble with dealing with school and dealing with technology, they succumb themselves to no having social interaction. So with no social interaction dealing with education, they can only learn so much. Because obviously other people know stuff that not everybody knows. And with social interaction, that will help a lot. If they're succumbing themselves to just their own individual person, they can only limit themselves to as much as they can know. In insolvency, he says, school given electronic promote project-based learning. Again, I go back to group-based works where it is technology, but then again he just said that education is difficult due to students requiring individual attention. So if the individual attention is what they have, they're limited. And it's with the electronics promoting project-based learning. Yeah, project-based learning. They can only learn so much. Electronics boost math and reading scores. Well, in a study done by Richard Adams from The Guardian, said the study divided 726 undergraduates randomly into 3 groups in the 2014, 15, and 15-16 academic years, where one group was in a whole classroom where no technology, no cell phones, no computers, nothing, and then the other group was filled with all of that. And surprisingly, the classrooms that had no technology actually ended up doing better, because in the test rooms, they're so distracted they get distracted by the technology they have at hand, that they just want to ease away from what's important and just do what they want to do. They're getting distracted by the access they have to the internet. And Grant also mentioned that tech allows individual approach to learning. It's weird that I might be agreeing with that at the same time, but it does help learning, but at the same time, like I said before, technology is only limited to what humans know, since humans are the ones who create technology. If humans only know so much and they put it to technology won't really be that much of help to them, rather than the history behind everything. And then he also mentioned that tech allows students to keep on learning outside of schools, which they're not really limited to that. It's just not technology. There's also the libraries, which actual paperback books have the actual experience of doing stuff and just going out and into the world and doing stuff on their own rather than just reading about it in technology and just watching videos about it when they can actually be doing it.